Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Something a bit different this time. Just purchased a new reel. This is the 23 Shimano Vanquish in the 2500. I've imported this from Japan as it's not available in Australia, unfortunately. They're also not selling it in the Western markets, so the US. However, I have seen it advertised on Shimano New Zealand, which is quite odd considering we don't have it here. I actually did message Shimano Australia a couple of months before this reel was released, and they said, yeah, they're not going to sell it here, but they also added that obviously it's not covered by warranty, but they won't even service it, which I thought was a bit strange, because if I'm going to pay for a service, they're not losing anything, you know what I mean? But I believe that maybe because of lack of parts, they probably don't, because they don't sell it here, they probably don't have a lot of the parts here either, so they'd have to order it in. It's probably just a bit more inconvenient for them. But look, at the end of the day, if you're anything like me and you maintain your reels, you shouldn't really need it covered by warranty anyway. If you're fishing the salt like I do, you should be giving it a quick rinse of fresh and drying it as soon as possible. If you can, spray it with inox after. But enough about reel maintenance and whatnot. You guys are here for the reel. So why the Vanquish? Why would you purchase this reel? Okay, so in a lot of ways, it's basically a Stella, but a lighter version of the Stella. It shares a lot of the new technologies that the Stella has. So it has that new infinity cross, infinity loop system. And so what that means is, as you're winding the handle, a normal reel, the spool will go up and down a lot faster. This moves super slow. And what happens is, the line lays closer together, almost directly together. And so because that line is laid so close together, it comes off the spool a lot cleaner, which results in longer casting distances. I'm going to show you some footage shortly. It definitely does make a difference with casting, but yeah, I'll get to that soon. Another thing it also has is this anti-twist fin. Now, when I first saw this, I thought the purpose of it was to reduce line twist or wind knots. But by looking at it closer, I can see it's more for when the line comes down off the bail arm. And you know how sometimes you're winding, especially when it's windy, and all of a sudden it just stops and you look down and it's got line wrapped around the rotor. So because that fin is up till about, let's just say 2 mils before the line roller, it minimizes the chances of that happening. Now, I've got a theory about this anti-twist fin. I think this is going to be standard in the next couple of years on the mid to high range reels. So if I had to guess, I think this is going to be on this year's Stratic. I'm pretty confident they're going to be releasing a new Stratic this year, and I reckon this will trickle down. If you remember, the long stroke spool wasn't on the mid-range reels at first, but eventually it made its way down, and now you're seeing it on more and more reels in that mid sort of price bracket. So I think something like this, it's a little quality of life upgrade. I think that should be on the sort of your Stratics, your Essence, and your Vanfords. It's just something that makes, life a bit better if you're worried about wind knots getting tangled around the spool and stuff like that. Okay, so this is made in Japan, obviously. For you guys that are maybe new to the game, unless you're paying sort of in Australia here that $500 up range, these aren't going to be made in Japan. They're going to be made in, like, say, Malaysia, China. I think some of them are in the Philippines, Vietnam even. So Japan's known for its quality tackle and I guess care when it comes to making that kind of stuff. So if that's something you care about, this is definitely a premium reel. As far as hierarchy goes, you've got the Stella, the Essence, the Vanquish, and then the Twin Power XD. However, that's only in the 3000 size up. Once you get to the 2500, they don't make an Essence in the 2500. So I'm not talking about the Essence XR, I'm not talking about the CI4, I'm just talking about the Essence. So once you're going 2500, the hierarchy is actually Stella, Vanquish. They don't make a twin power in 2500 as well. I'm gonna have to look that up, but look, it doesn't matter. I'll put that up on the screen. But basically, yeah, in this bracket, this is the second from the highest tier. Now, some people might prefer the Vanquish over the Stella. They might prefer it because of looks. Now, I'm gonna be a bit critical here. As much of a Shimano fanboy as I am, I'm not a shill. If I don't like something, I'm gonna say it. So if you notice here, I don't know how well the video is gonna pick up. The handle has like almost like a marble sort of finish. It's like, I thought it was an imperfection when I first pulled it out of the packaging. It almost looks like carbon fiber and it doesn't match the body at all. Now in this light, you might not see it that much, but trust me, in really light, bright conditions, you can notice it. Yeah, the best way I can describe it is like almost like a marble bench top, and then the body does not share that same design at all. So I just thought that was odd. If I had to guess, I would say the material in this handle is different to what's in the body, and I believe they may have done that in order to get that weight right down, because at the moment, at the time of making this video, I believe this is the lightest reel in the 2500 series. I read something that it's equal to the Daiwa Arity. But yeah, look, I'm just doing this off the cuff. I didn't make any notes or anything like that. I've used this reel twice now, so I have a pretty good idea of what I like and what I dislike about it. Now back onto what I do like about it. This drag clicker, if you're into loud sounding drag clickers and you hook a fish, someone from the other side of the bay is going to hear this. It's super loud, super tactile. It almost feels like there's a dual clicker in it. It's very like, it's really loud, very satisfying. I'm going to pop up some footage, as I said. I was hoping to get onto a salmon or you know, something that would really give me a run for my money. But yeah, we got a couple of fish to pull the drag. Very satisfying clicker. I'm just going to compare that real quick to some other reels. I'm just taking this Vanquish out as well, so it's a bit wet, but I've given it a dry. So that's the Vanquish. Just a world of difference. Look how loud that is. Compare it to the Essence. That's almost silent in comparison. The Nasi. This is a 1000 though. The Nasi is quite loud, more tinny. I've got a Daiwa Saltus back bay here. Again, pretty quiet. Yeah, it's just 20 times louder than all of them. Stratic FL. Alright, last one. Twin Power 4000 XD. It's a bit closer. Yeah, wow. So as I said, look, if you want a really loud drag clicker, the Vanquish is definitely for you. Oh, by the way, I have this spooled with Varavas Max Power PE. I've got this on 3 of my reels now, and I've caught some really good sized fish on this braid, and I've never had any issues with it. So yeah, definitely recommend this stuff. Yeah, but look, as far as my comments go about the appearance, and the performance, that about covers it. I've had the chance to use this since Friday. So I got it on Friday, so I've used it Saturday and Sunday, so 2 solid sessions. And yeah, I'm quite happy with it. I'll be pairing this with my 2 to 5 kilo T-Curve Premium. I think that's quite a nice combo. And yeah, enough talking, we'll take it out. If you're not subscribed, please go ahead and do so. Thanks for visiting if you're new to the channel. Anyway, let's get out there. Okay, so one of the things you notice straight away is this handle is very concave. You can definitely feel it as soon as you grab this handle. It's very like concave, more so than any other handle I've used. I don't know what the thought process behind that is. I don't think it really matters, but it's definitely something noticeable. This handle might be featured on another reel as well. Maybe it's on like a Stella or something like that, but I don't own a Stella, so I honestly couldn't tell you. Drag sounds really good. The casting is definitely a noticeable difference. So I'm thinking I'm getting about an extra sort of 3 meters, which doesn't seem like much. 3 meters, maybe even 3 to 4. But when you're fishing on the bank and fish are busting up like this, causing wakes or whatever, and you're casting out towards them to try to reach them, 3 meters is actually like quite a bit. So yeah, it's definitely noticeable. In the hand, it feels really good, obviously. I also noticed that the way this is curved towards the rod, it faces in more than some other reels that I've used. It varies between models, obviously. But yeah, so far, I'm really liking it. I love the finish on it. As I said before, I'm still quite torn on this handle. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Maybe it'll grow on me later. This is a Trev. Oh, it's a whiting. Big whiting. It's not what I was expecting today. He's a thumper. It's a nice whiting.